Hey guys, today is Halloween and I got a spooky story to tell you guys. It was a night of Halloween, right? And my cousin came over and my uncle came, right? That was his son came over, right? And it was like a normal day, but that day it was Halloween. So let me get into the story. So our parents told us, watch TV, don't leave the house, don't even go to trick-or-treating, because we're not going to be at the house, And it was like, okay, they put in a movie for us, and they made us little candy treats, And I was like, okay, we're going to watch this movie. And after a while, we got bored, and then we kept hearing, like, the trick-or-treater kids coming by, And me and my cousin, we was like, do you want to give out minty / peppermint candy to the trick-or-treaters? I was like, nah, we're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get a beating if we get in trouble, And he was like, nah, we ain't gonna get in trouble. Besides, our parents not even here, And I was like, true, but if we get in trouble, I'm gonna throw you under the bus, And then snitch and say, you did it, And he was like, yeah, that's only if we get caught, And I was like, we're gonna get caught regardless, And I was like, whatever. So somehow it was like almost like 6 to 5 o'clock, right? And we start hearing like a knock to the door, And we was like, who can it be? And I was like, of course, it's the trick-or-treaters, They came a little bit early because usually you're supposed to do trick-or-treating when it's like 7 to 6 o'clock, So they started knocking on the door, and it was kind of dark that day, Like outside it was pretty dark, But anywho, so they started knocking on the door, and he was like, come on, let's go open the door. And I was like, wait, I'm gonna go get the candy when we agreed on to give them. And my sister is like, we have no part into this, So I picked up the whole big jar of candy. It was like this much candy is in there, like peppermint, like spicy candy, And I never liked that candy that much, I guess he didn't like it either. So we started just to like give it away, And I picked up the bucket, and then he opened the door, and the kids was like, trick or treat, And I was like, this is gonna be so cool. So I'm over here passing out the candy, he's passing out the candy, And we kept doing it for like until like 7:26 or so. And we closed the door, and then we did it again, We opened the door and say, what are you supposed to be? And what are you supposed to be? At the time, my cousin, he is like a couple of months older than me, but we are still in the year span of it. He was born in 1990, whatever, and I was born on 1990, whatever, But he was just a couple older than me. So I was the youngest of the 1990, whatever we was born. And so we was like passing out the candy, and I'm over here looking suspicious, not kind of like suspicious, but scared that our parents would come and beat us, because they told us specifically, don't open the door. If you see trick-or-treaters, pretend like you're just not at home, And I guess it was kind of boring just to sit there and just watch scary movies and eat popcorn, It was just plain boring, So we started doing the trick-or-treating. That's how we started doing the trick-or-treating, Passing out candies and whatnot. So I'm over here, every car passes, I'm like looking around. He's like, what are you looking for? They not coming. Just chillax, No one's gonna know that we just opened the door and gave our parents candy away, and without them knowing, And then we start passing out the candy and stuff like that. And then a few minutes later, we go, right? And then we went back to watching TV, right? And then as the doorbell ring and we're hearing trick or treat, we look outside, it was like, and then we open the door, and then we start passing out candy again, And I was like, no one's gonna realize we're actually doing this, Our parents are not gonna know. And then as soon as I said that to him, he was like, we were still passing it out. And I looked to the corner of my eye. I was like, oh, snap. So I nudged him. I was like, hey, what's his name? I'm not going to say his name. And he's like, what? Like, stop passing out the candies and whatnot, you know? And I was like, you see that car right there? He's like, what car? I was like, that car was going, like, coming our direction, almost coming into the driveway. He's like, it can't be our parents, you know? He was like saying, I was like, I'm throwing you under the bus. What's your name? And he's like, you're not going to throw us under the bus. Because then we started to, well, when we found out it was going to pull into the driveway, I start throwing the candy. Like, literally, we was just throwing the candy, and the kids was like going on the floor, start picking it up one by one. You know, we closed the door, and as we closed the door, guess who was, lo and behold, who just came into the driveway? Of course, our parents, you know. And we were like scattering, trying to put the rest of the candy was on our floor into the container of the candy, you know. We put it back on the shelf, right? And our parents just coming up the walkway of the house, right? And they come into the house. We run into the bed and just sat there and start pretending like we was watching TV or a movie. And we was like, how can we make this believable? I asked him. He was like, it's gonna be believable because they didn't see us start passing out the candy, you know? So I'm over here taking up the little spicy can of candy / gum, whatever it was. And I'm opening it up and eating it, right? And our parents like, how was your guys' day, you know? After we left you for like 5 to like almost 8 o'clock, you know? We was like 5. And then there was like, what happened to our candy, you know? That spicy candy, you know? It was like a minty, hot pepper candy, you know? It was so weird. I don't know why they like that kind of candy. Anywho, so there was like, why is our candy all done, you know? We was just eating just a while ago, and I guess they didn't know we was just passing out candy to the trick-or-treaters. And I didn't get a spanking. I guess he didn't get a spanking. Maybe he did. I don't know. But that's the story, how we just gave out candy without our parents noticing. We gave out that candy, and we didn't get a spanking that day. I bet you my mom's gonna watch this, and I guess maybe she'll remember what happened that day. Maybe if she would, maybe she won't. I don't know, but yeah, that what happened that day, you know. And I'd like to hear about your Halloween stories or anything like that, or if you had something else, but you went to trick-or-treating, and I guess, I don't know, I want to hear about your stories, guys, and I would love to hear it. And I will see you next story time / memories, good times. Actually, it was a good time because we didn't get caught, not at all, you know. And I was like, we can do this next time if I feel like it, you know. That's the first time I ever did trick-or-treating because our parents don't like trick-or-treating, you know, or Halloween in total. So that's the story of Halloween Day. Bye. Oh yeah, happy Halloween. Says me, like I ever went to Halloween, you know.